Hey, Captains! So, this week, even though it seemed like it was kind of a week or light on news, actually ended up being packed. So, we're going to be talking some early buzz on Strange New Worlds Season 3, NASA's hand in launching Trek history, the rise of some premium collectibles, and yes, Risa's tropical madness is nearly upon us. We also got news about Fleet Command tournaments, Timeline's got a polish patch, and Star Trek Online console captains are in for a daily loot streak. Oh, and one era ends as another begins, as they say, so we'll be saying farewell to the STO forums, and welcome aboard the official Discord. Plus, look, I'm working on a few community goodies, including some of the Risa event map and a handy tracker, so you won't have to sprint across the promenade like I did last year. Now, that depends if I can squeeze it into my current busy design chaos. Look, I'll drop updates on socials and Discord. So, let's start with Strange New Worlds. Season 3 doesn't hit Paramount until July 17th in North America and August 4th for parts of the Europe. But the first wave of critics has already hailed it the show's most assured season yet. The early buzz, while not entirely free of skepticism, is largely glowing. But here at Temporal Store Chronicle, I'm keeping my warp nacelles cool and my expectations calibrated, because you know what? Trek hype is a fickle beast. So let's break down the spoiler-free reactions hitting some of the channels. We know that the third season kicks off with the doubleheader premiere in US, Canada, and some of the core Paramount Plus markets like UK, Italy, France, and Germany that will get it on July 17, while Spain, the Nordics, Central and Eastern Europe, and the Netherlands will get it through Sky Showtime on August 4th. After that, episodes will drop weekly. Some of the critical highlights include, for instance, Radar praises the tonal balance and upgraded polish, calling it the most assured run so far. Polygon emphasizes that episodic doesn't mean lightweight, pointing to a deeper emotional and thematic richness. Now, Slash Film goes bold. So they're calling it the best live-action Trek since the 90s, and are giving it 9.5 out of 10. That's setting up some high expectations. On the other hand, Collider pulls back slightly, noting that while it looks like a feature film, some boldness is traded for some safer plotting. All in all, when it comes to critic scores so far, as I'm filming this episode on June 28th, Rotten Tomatoes is positive, it has 91%, and Metacritic is currently at 74 out of 100, which is generally favorable. Now, critics have pointed to a noticeable VFX and cinematic upgrades, but have also commended the continued focus on characters. The cast's chemistry, especially among Anson Mount, Ethan Peck, and Christina Chong, is once again in the spotlight. We also get some hints that supporting players also get some surprising spotlight moments. Importantly, there are hints and just hints of some long-term arcs beginning to unfurl. With Paramount confirming Season 5 as the final voyage, those threads matter. But critics have stressed that it's not taking over, it's like just the breadcrumbs of those long-term arcs. Now, my take? I am cautiously optimistic. Look, after a rock-solid Season 1 and a bumpy, genre-hopping Season 2, it's kind of fair to feel kind of wary. A handful of great reviews based on 2 or 3 screeners does not make a great season. I've been burned before. I know you guys have been burned before. Hard. But if these early notes are true, Strange New Worlds might just be back on course with stronger stories, more cohesive tone, and all the track themes I kinda tune in for. So, I'll be watching closely and reviewing weekly as episodes drop in Central Europe starting August 4th. But until then, rest assured, I'll try not to spoil anything here. And I hope, please guys, no spoilers before we actually start talking about it. So that will be after August 4th. Now, we go from warp factor buzz to real-world rocket science. Let's shift from Strange New Worlds to a groundbreaking new book tracing how NASA helped launch Star Trek in the first place. So, on June 28th, retailers start shipping Inspired Enterprise, how NASA, the Smithsonian, and the aerospace community helped launch Star Trek. This 288-page hardcover was penned by Johnson Space Center historian Glenn A. Swanson and is diving into one of the most fascinating crossovers in pop culture and science history. Yeah, we heard a lot about how Star Trek inspired real-world tech. I even did a short a couple of days about all the gadgets and ideas that the show predicted. But this flips the script. This is about how NASA, aerospace giants, and museums helped Star Trek get off the ground in the first place. And it's just as exciting. So, what is in the book? Now, Swanson unpacks a treasure trove of newly digitized NASA public affairs memos, behind-the-scenes Smithsonian letters, and aerospace marketing materials. All of it kind of paints a picture of a show that didn't just dream up the future, but was helped along the line by very people building it. Some of the highlights in the book include anecdotes that suggest NASA engineers provided technical insights that influenced bridge design, some correspondence from Administrator James E. Webb expressing support for the series. Also, how Paramount donated the 11-foot Enterprise model in 1974, and by 1976, it was on display in the Milestones of Flight Hall beside Charles Lindbergh's Spirit of St. Louis. It also is going to talk about the 1977 Nichelle Nichols appearance in NASA's landmark recruitment short that aimed at minority and female astronaut candidates. With over 100 color and black and white images, the 6x9-inch book retails for $35. And here's how you know somebody in marketing was doing their job. This is actually the official line pulled from the book launch. This book is #1 new release in Amazon's sci-fi and fantasy television history category. Good marketing. Now, some fans might even get their copies ahead of the official July 15 warehouse date. So, why this matters? This book isn't just for some of the hardcore canon nerds, though, hi, it's me. It's a historical document of how the real-world science community saw value in Star Trek from the very beginning. That collaboration between NASA lending credibility to Trek's fiction added kind of a level of believability that helps Star Trek endure. Swanson lays out how Trek Bible was quietly influenced by real concepts like ion propulsion and early digital libraries. He also shows how outreach events today, like NASA's Trek-themed panels and the ongoing display of the Enterprise model, trace their roots back to those early alliances. And this book is arriving at a perfect time. We all know that NASA's Moon to Mars program is ramping up. The Smithsonian's Air and Space Museum have just reopened revamped galleries, and San Diego Comic-Con is on the horizon. Speaking of which, there's a buzz, a rumor, that a popular culture spaceflight panel is on the docket during Comic-Con week, possibly with Swanson and forward writer Dr. Margaret A. Whitecamp from the Aerospace Museum. There's no official confirmation yet, but we'll keep following the story and I'll let you know. Now, this is going straight into my personal Trek library as soon as it gets here. So here's the thing, living in Europe, ordering stuff from US, not cheap. It would probably be 3 times the price. So probably won't get it the day it hits the shelves, but let me tell you something, as soon as I get my hands on it, I'll be talking about it. Now, speaking of history, let's talk collectibles. From hardcover archives to some of the die-cast models. This next story is for every fan who ever built a shelf and called it a shrine. On July 1st, Master Replicas officially launches Star Trek, the Starship Library, Volume 1, USS Enterprise, NCC 1701. No bloody A, B, C, or D. Except this is a Strange New Worlds edition. It's more than a collectible. It's kind of a love letter to the ships that define the franchise and the fans who obsess over every hull detail and nacelle glow. This is the first volume in a new hybrid reference book and a model line aimed squarely on those of us still mourning the loss of hero collectors' artworks. And frankly, it looks like a worthy successor. So what are you getting? Each slipcase edition includes a 4 to 5 inch die-cast model that was built using ILM production files from Strange New Worlds, and a 48-page full-color booklet. But this isn't just fluff. The booklet includes a in-universe system dossier, annotated orthographic blueprints, concept art from behind the scenes, and a production history showing how Matt Jeffries, the original 1960s Enterprise silhouette, was reborn for Pike's era. Volume 1 kicks off with a 3-ship Wave 1 with USS Cerritos from Lower Decks and the Kelvin Timeline Enterprise, set to follow later this summer. The slipcases are designed to stack together, literally forming a shelf-worthy Starship Library. The line is overseen by Trek merchandising legend Ben Robinson, the same name behind Shipyards and the illustrated handbooks. His return adds serious cred. According to his subscriber newsletter, this new line deliberately designed to complement the scale and styling of the new out-of-print official Starships collection, which was a thoughtful touch for collectors still nursing that eagle moss-shaped void. While Master Replicas hasn't posted final numbers yet, according to some Reddit leaks, US pricing is around $45. European pricing is probably going to be around 35 to 40 euros. Honestly, it's a beautiful reminder that Star Trek magic comes in many forms. For some, it's the philosophy, for others, it's the tech. For plenty of you guys, it's the ships, the symbols of exploration, style, and Starfleet swagger. So, from the snarky charm of the Cerritos to the cinematic punch of the Kelvin Enterprise, there's something for everyone. And when fans and creators get to build gorgeous, lore-rich pieces like this, that's how Trek legacy endures. These models aren't just shelf candy, they're canon in your hands. Artifacts of fandom. And yes, I'm thinking about ordering one. Or 3, for research purposes. Now let's go tactical. Fleet Command's Alliance tournaments are back. So after a 3-month break, Alliance tournaments are back as of June 25th. This week-long event is open to any Alliance with Ops level 2 or higher. Okay, confession time. Never played Star Trek Fleet Command. Not yet. And I was hoping this tournament looked really interesting, but thanks to my work schedule, not gonna happen. Not yet. This new tournament seemed something that might just pull me in, but my busy work schedule said, nah, we don't have time for this. So here's a breakdown how it works. So we got qualifier phase from June 25 to June 28th. Where everyone competes across the server to determine their starting league. Then we have a league phase from July 28th to July 2nd, where teams compete inside the leagues like Bronze, Silver, Gold, Master, or Grandmaster, and the 25% move up, bottom 25% drop down. And finally, we got rewards that hit on July 2nd. And make sure to spend those Alliance credits fast because the store closes right after. So what's new this season? There will be no cooldowns on big ticket items like Roshara's artifact and the Ferengi whip. Permanent items like officer shards for Jalaya, MU Picard, and Kira, plus Vindicator ship blueprints are staying in store post-event. We also got task board updates that will shift focus towards real gameplay, so more points for ships and hostile kills, less busy work. Now, if you're a beginner, some of the veterans were very kind and gracious to share some tips with me. Basically, playing your tasks. And there are a couple of tips I want to highlight. Plan your tasks. If your Alliance uses spreadsheets or task boards, grab the high-value ones early. Don't wait to spend credits. The event ends fast, and so does the store. Use your rerolls smartly. Get a task that isn't worth much. Trade it for big points combat challenge. And finally, watch the board. Promotion and relegation lines are now color-coded. Green means up, red means down. If you're not a daily player, it sounds like this event is where the action and the community really come alive. Like I said, I was hoping I'll be able to jump in. Not this time around. And hey, if you got some starter tips or Alliance invites, drop it in the comments, because this captain could use a crew. I'll be starting as an ensign. It's fine. Now, if you need a break from a full-scale war, over in Timelines, a new patch smooths out the UI ahead of their anniversary mega event. So here's what it's fixed. Disruptor Beam shipped the update on June 26th, focusing on cleaning up lingering UI bugs and streamlining visuals ahead of their next month's anniversary mega campaign. So here are some of the patch 11.1.2 highlights. Voyage logs now correctly display encounter names and rewards. Cryostasis vault margins are fixed, so no more quip text on mobile. Level up EXP animations no longer get stuck mid-screen, and right-hand mission text now consistently is visible during Galaxy and Specialist events. There's no new crew, gear, or content in this build, but the devs have teased, and I quote, larger feature work coming in version 11.2. For a light patch, this one is a solid quality of life upgrade. So what to do now if you're playing on your phone like I am? So if you're on Android and still see some misaligned UI bits, reinstall. Some users have cached assets causing display conflicts. Screenshots plus logs equal faster support tickets. Use in-game tools if bug persists. And finally, Amazon users' APK updates may take up to 72 hours to propagate. That's par for the course. Like I said recently, I'm just getting started in timelines myself, jumping in whenever I can to grab a few minutes. But even as a casual player, little fixes like this really do help keep the Galaxy running smoother. So here's hoping that 11.2 delivers some new toys, missions, or, dare I dream, a little Voyager love. We'll find out soon. And yeah, I managed to sneak Voyager once again. Now, let's talking. I'm kidding. So Star Trek Online Forum era is ending, and the official Discord is taking command. Here's what's changing and what's to say. After 13 years of loyal service, the Star Trek Online web forums are basically heading into sunset. In their place, we're getting a new command center on Discord. It launched this week as Deca signals the shift toward more dynamic, community-focused platforms. Now, the new Discord is live, but it's not completely finished. We could expect channels for fleet recruitment, builds, bug reports, and direct devs Q&As. On June 26th, forums for Champions Online and Neverwinter, that were also managed by Deca, entered in read-only mode. So why did they choose Discord? Community manager said that 75% of all player feedback already comes from Discord or Reddit. With those stats, it kind of makes sense to consolidate moderation, improve engagement, and hold faster AMA-style interactions. Now, here are some tips for captains making the jump. Verify your ARC email inside Discord to access some veteran-only lounges. Use threads for longer posts. Discord auto-archives threads after 60 days of inactivity. I'll be honest, I resisted Discord for a long time. It kind of felt kind of cluttered, fast-paced, and just overwhelming. As an older lady, and let's face it, sometimes a tech dinosaur, I felt like I was yelling at the clouds. But the forums were increasingly underused, and communication under Deca has been one of the community's biggest concerns. So, am I hopeful? Yes. Skeptical? A little bit. But if this new hub brings more transparency, better support, and more places for us to be heard, look, it's worth giving it a shot. So let's hope this journey gets smoother from here on out. So, see you in threads, captains. Alright, now let's go back to loot. Council captains, your Phoenix prize packs are awaiting. Daily, free, and possibly epic. Depending on your RNG karma. So from now until July 1st, Xbox and PlayStation players in Star Trek Online can claim one free Phoenix prize pack per day. These packs offer a shot at ultra rare ships, upgrade tokens, and even some brand new cosmetic unlocks. It's super easy to claim. You need to head to Drozena Station and talk to Grim, or go to DS9 and speak with Anna. Choose promotions in the dialogue tree, then select the free Phoenix prize pack. Rinse and repeat daily. The reset is at 8 in the morning. What's new this round? We got a new ship, we got some consoles, we got some ground equipment, and of course one of the most valuable things that you can do with tokens is get an experimental ship upgrade token. It's still tradable, so for 5 ultra rare, 20 very rare, or 100 rare tokens, you can exchange them for one experimental ship upgrade token. I'm gonna be honest with you, I never actually pulled one of those epic tokens ever. Still, last year during one of the campaign drops, if I'm not misremembering this, but during one of the campaigns, we all got the epic rare token for free. Basically, it's now whenever I make a new character, I'll get on that character one epic token. And that meant I could test out one of the promo ships just by making a new character, which is really cool. You can test different ships and maybe on your main character get the one you really want. So yes, I'll always tell you to grab the free pack, but would I personally spend real money chasing an epic Phoenix drop? Personally? Nope. Look, I've opened a mountain of these over the last 2 years and never saw one. Even though I opened on the same character every time, supposedly improving my odds. It's just not been my experience. That said, RNG works in weird ways, so I was opening like probably around 500-600 Infinity promo boxes and stuff like that. Never got the T6 ship. I got a bunch of T5s. I got a lot of cool stuff there because, I was playing around. But here's the funny thing. This is about RNG and luck. When the Promelian battleship hit the infinite lockboxes, I literally had 5 keys left. And I was like, yeah, let's try it. And then I opened 3 promo ships back to back with 5 keys. Got 0 with 600. So, you win some, you lose some. Bottom line, claim your daily Phoenix, open them, play with them, get the stuff you want. But as always, when we're talking about any kind of gambling, never spend money you don't have. That's not logical or Ferengi approved. And finally, we are beaming down to Risa. It's time to prep your floaters, stack your favors, and get ready for SDO's summer event of the year. It's almost that time again. Star Trek Online's 2025 Lolanet Summer Festival is nearly here. with everything pointing to a launch window between July 1st and July 3rd. So why the guesswork? Now there's a rumor that hidden time for a Transcendent Summer blog drafted dated July 3rd. STO Wiki and Reddit chatter placed the festival right at the start of July, and Deka's dev joked about saving fireworks for July 3rd, which is kind of classic foreshadowing. The headline prize is Federation Intel Holoship T6. It has a unique console. The holographic decoy swarm unleashes untargetable drones and taunt enemies while debuffing their accuracy and damage. Is this going to be a ship everybody's gonna like? Yeah, probably not. But it's an interesting idea, so let's see what we get. Here I'll always recommend going to Casual SAB's live. He usually does these lives when stuff launches, so I'm sure he'll be reviewing this ship and possibly an Infinity Lockbox edition, if there is one. So in order to get the grand prize, which is always the ship, you'll need to participate in any of the events once per day per account to earn daily progress toward the event grand prize. And usually it's 20 days in order to get to the event grand prize. Of course, there is always an option to buy out the grand prize for, usually it's 1,000 low buy crystals, which will be discounted for each day of progression. Now, favors can be earned and spent on floaters, pets, emotes, and summer cosmetics. You can see everything that you can buy in the summer store. Daily activities include stuff like powerboard races, Horgan hunts, biathlons, and the crowd favorite dance and flying high event. Last year was my first Risa festival, and I absolutely loved it. It's vibrant, it's social, it's chaotic in the best way, and it's totally tropical. So you'll meet players from across the quadrant, chill with your fleet, and go head-to-head in floaty races. I'm working on something this time. I was trying to make a Risa festival map and event tracker in Excel. It should mark out where each activity takes place, so you don't have to run around like a confused targ. No promises on delivery. My real life work is kind of keeping me busy, but I'll try to get it uploaded via my socials or Discord soon. When it comes to tips, just have fun. That's the best tip. Upgrade your floater when you can. Don't rush it. Some elite models cut precious seconds of ring courses and can help you bank more favors. You can also station your alts near the promenade, and if you got 6 tunes and play with them 1 hour a day, that's serious haul. You don't have to do it every day, but maybe you pick a day in a week and you have fun with them. Now I'm going to try this. This is somebody actually gave me this tip, so I'll see if it works or not. I'll report back to you. They told me to stack Universal Endeavor tokens before the event because they double up rewards during the first week. So I'll try this and I'll let you know. So whether you're here for the fashion, the friends, or the sweet new Intel ship, Risa's ready to roll out another unforgettable summer. So see you in the skies, captains. I'll be definitely working there. And there we have it. This was another week of Trek Tech, Loot, and Lore. Whether you're prepping for Phoenix packs, planning your Risa routes, or still digesting all that Strange New Worlds hype, there's one thing that binds us: our curiosity and community. So, stay curious like you, honorable like a Klingon, logical like a Vulcan, and never stop looking at the stars. Because we're Trekkies, and that's what we do. See you next week, Captains. Have a good one.